ladies, it's your girl, AyChristene, and I got a couple requests to check out The Mirror Child by, I was going to say PJ, by PantslessPajamas. The interesting thing about this is, I guess it's a story time speed paint instead of like, you know, like she said, no visuals will be on at this time around. It's going to be the speed paint while she's telling the story. I wonder what The Mirror Child is. I know in the thumbnail it says check your reflection, and I'm interested to see. Oh, it's a spooky tale. All right, link for this video is in the description box below for you to check out. Now let's get started.
When I was 7, I loved playing with mirrors. To a child like myself, they felt like portals to universes that couldn't be seen with normal eyes. Sometimes I would often fantasize about what the reflected world would be like.
I'm gonna say that's kind of similar to, like, okay, I don't know, not every house has them now, because this house I'm in doesn't have it, but you would have like the medicine cabinet right by the regular mirror in the bathroom, and the medicine cabinet would have a mirror, and if you open it and you peer into the mirror looking at the reflection in the other mirror, it's just this infinite reflection happening. And it's the coolest thing to me, but kind of also scary, because I always kind of felt like they were other worlds. Excuse me. I would have that type of feel, like it was an alternate world, and the Christine in that one, when she walks off, what is she gonna do? You know? So it sounds crazy, but when she said that, I'm like, wow, that's kind of how I felt when I would see multiple like the reflections of me in the mirror. Same thing.
The mirror had a life of her own and acted as my polar opposite. You know, the sort of thing you hear about on TV shows. Actually, that was another thing I really loved using mirrors for. Have you ever pretended that the mirror was just a big TV and that anything you did in front of it was like your own personal television show?
No.
Well, I did. It was too perfect not to. All TV really was a bunch of people moving around inside a box, so in my eyes, moving around in front of a mirror wasn't all that different. It was an odd sort of game, sure, but I liked it, and I would take any opportunity to play it when I was bored and alone.
That's good that you...
Or at least, I used to.
Had fun with it.
I was in front of my van.
She's really good at, like, she's got this creepy voice that she's doing, you know, like as if she's telling a spooky tale, which is what she said this is. So it's very interesting.
Mirror one day, playing around and acting as if I was starring in my own music video.
Okay.
My mother was in her room reading, and my brothers could be heard outside my open door, talking downstairs on the living room couches.
Okay.
My father was at work. Nothing out of the ordinary had really taken place that day. I was just goofing around by myself, dancing and lip-syncing to music that wasn't really playing. I decided at some point in the middle of my performance that I wanted a close-up shot and climbed on my vanity to press my face closer to the mirror, making dramatic faces all the while with laughter threatening in my chest. I couldn't have been sitting there for more than a minute when, in the reflection, I saw what looked to be a young male figure slowly poking up from behind me.
What?
No worries, really. My room led to the only bathroom in the whole house, so seeing people walk past in that direction was normal. But in the same moment that I noticed the figure, I heard them. My brother's voices, clear as day, but none from behind me.
Oh my goodness.
They were both still in the living room. The one behind me wasn't either of them.
Alright, that's
The heat left my body in an instant. I was paralyzed, watching in silent horror as the boy moved towards the direction of our bathroom door, face trained forward with no intention of looking my way, and God, did I pray it wouldn't. I didn't want it to look at the mirror and see how absolutely terrified I'd become in its presence, because if it noticed then, what would it do? That thought alone was chilling, but fortunately enough, this stranger didn't seem to possess a lot of interest in me.
That's good.
But it's so odd. The time this strange boy spent in my sights couldn't have been all that long. Maybe even less than a minute. And yet, it felt like the moment wouldn't end quickly enough.
Did he just want to
I was a lone kid, trapped and vulnerable on my vanity, back turned on this haunting phantom, watching it float along with the sort of fluidity that a human could never manage. Quick, yes, but somehow still slow. Slow enough that I managed to take in every detail of its person. Almost like I was meant to. Of course, as a child, I didn't think all that deeply about it. I just wanted this thing to go away.
You didn't I would think, okay, I'm nervous right now. That's one thing I don't know what I would do if I was looking in the mirror and there was, like, some figure there that was staring. Or not even staring. There's some figure there. There's somebody who's not supposed to be there. There. Creepy.
Someone from my family to show up. I wanted to know I'd be safe. But instead I could only sit there, unblinking and fixated on the boy's form until it finally was out of my mirror's view. Only then did I act on instinct and whip myself around, half expecting to be met with the horrifying sight of this boy right in my face.
All right, and what happened?
But there was nothing. He wasn't there. I was confused, but there wasn't any relief in me just yet because I thought, what if he's in the bathroom?
Oh, okay. Yeah, true.
I was never allowed to watch horror movies as a kid, but I still knew about all the tropes and cliches from my classmates.
Goodness.
And I knew if you ever wanted to survive through moments like this, you do not follow the spirit. You do not go where it goes.
Exactly.
You do not let it lead you where it wants.
Right.
But I found myself walking to the bathroom anyway.
No.
Reaching out for the doorknob.
Okay.
I kept thinking that my family could be in potential danger if I didn't do something.
Oh, goodness.
I was the only one who knew about this spirit. And if I didn't act now, then no one would. Never mind that I was too young and far too mortal to ever hold my own against the spirit. Bare hands and bravery weren't good enough. My logic made no sense whatsoever.
That was supposed to be... I said, oh my gosh, because I'm transfixed by the beautiful art. She's such a great artist. I'm loving watching this thing unfold. And then all of a sudden it's like, bam, bam, there's like another face there. And then she starts drawing like, oh yeah, it's supposed to be there. It just seemed, it really fits with the tale.
I was the only one who knew about this spirit. And if I didn't act now, then no one would. Never mind that I was too young and far too mortal to ever hold my own against the spirit. Right. Bare hands and bravery weren't good enough. My logic made no sense whatsoever, but none of it made sense at the time. I didn't know what else to do. For once in my life, fight or flight was telling me to fight. And despite my shaking knees and the urge to vomit from sheer fright, I still held that doorknob in my hand. I clenched it tight, balled my other fist at my side, steadied myself, and quickly opened the door. And nothing. Again. There was nothing.
I'm not doing that.
I looked everywhere in the bathroom and everywhere in my room, but there was no one. The spirit was gone, and I was alone. Immediately after, I ran downstairs to tell my brothers about it. Of course, they didn't believe me and thought I was making it all up. It wasn't until we were all adults that they heard me tell the story again and decided that I was definitely telling the truth. But that's really where it all ends.
Oh, wow.
I've never seen that boy since. So what exactly about this moment haunts me as much as it does?
So this was
There was one thing I left out of my story.
What?
Remember how I said I could take in every detail of this spirit's appearance?
Yes.
You see, the spirit was a perfect blend of my older and younger brother.
Really?
It had the exact physique of my younger brother's body, along with his paler complexion and what looked to be one of his many white t-shirts. While the shape of its head, jaw, and face mimicked that of my older brother, hairstyle included.
Really?
Its only difference being the length of the bangs, which completely covered the spirit's eyes.
Oh my goodness.
It's why I initially thought it might have been one of them. But it wasn't one or the other.
It was both?
It was both of them, and neither of them at the exact same time.
Oh my goodness.
I never understood what that meant. I still don't, and to be perfectly honest, I don't think I really want to.
Yeah,
Needless to say,
that's creepy.
I didn't play with mirrors again.
Okay. Super freaking creepy. I thought at first when she was telling the story that this was just like, just like a silly story type of thing, like that didn't happen, but just like, well, not a silly story, a spooky story that didn't really happen, but, it's like, hey, let's tell a fun story because I'm guessing this came out around Halloween. But when she said that, when her brothers were older, they decided that maybe it was real when they heard her tell the story again. I'm like, so this was a true story? Like, this is something you actually saw? I know there are people who don't believe in ghosts and stuff like that. I do believe that there's a supernatural realm. I do believe that you can see some things, and I believe them things exist, okay? I'm gonna tell you right now. I don't care if you think I'm crazy, all right? My husband doesn't really believe, doesn't really believe things like that exist. But he goes by the I ain't rolling that dice though. Because in those situations, I feel like I agree with him that you don't want to be wrong in that sense. If you don't believe in ghosts and stuff like that, I'm not gonna be like, hey, let's buy a Ouija board to see if it's real, because you don't want to see if it's real, because whatever happens, it ain't gonna be Casper. All right, Casper is around, I'm sure, not like the actual Casper. I don't believe that was like a movie on a real ghost type of thing, but I mean a friendly ghost. All right, yes, I'm sure some of those exist and are around and are watching and all that stuff, but I have a feeling that more than likely, if you're calling, something else is going to answer, okay? And you might not like who or what answers. So just be careful, kids, okay? Just be careful. Don't be one of those people like, oh, I don't believe it, so let's all go to this haunted house where many, many years ago it said that the father murdered the whole family. Let's go inside that house at night, 2 o'clock in the morning, and bring a couple flashlights, and, it's scary. Nah, bruh. Don't be dumb, okay? Don't be dumb. Yeah, a lot of scary movies are made up fiction and, creativity pieces, I guess you can say. But do you really want to be in a haunted house with a terrifying ghost? Like, truly. Or a demon or any of that stuff. If you say yes, you're crazy, okay? If you say no, I applaud you. But let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. I love her artwork. I think it was great. And I don't know if it's just me being like me, but it seemed like sometimes in between while she was drawing, there was like glitching in some creepy stuff, like creepy images. I thought I saw like a prairie or like an outside area that was like, I don't know, maybe I was just really into the story and some creepy stuff was happening in the image. And then that kid's face scared me. But let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you saw. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. If you like that video, check out the link in the description box below to support PJ. If you like this video, like the like button. I love you guys as always. And until next time, buddies. Toodles.